What's up mga kasayang? So we're going to talk about the respiratory system and how the respiratory system allows us to breathe. Now, as we talk about the respiratory system, your organs provide information about your health. It also includes the connection with the circulatory system. In this chapter, you will learn how and why the respiratory system and circulatory systems work together. But here, we're just going to focus first on the respiratory system. You will also discover that the different parts of these systems and specific function each part performs. Moreover, you will also learn the common respiratory ailments and disorders and why you need proper care. We'll start first by talking about the chapter concept map. Now, the human body system is affected by ailments in the respiratory system that can be prevented by practicing healthy lifestyle and proper care. The human body system, like the respiratory system, includes the nose, trachea, larynx, pharynx, bronchi, and the lungs, which initiates breathing. The respiratory system consists of organs that help you breathe. Breathing is a process that allows your body to take in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Let's go directly to the parts and functions of the respiratory system. Starting first with the mouth and nasal cavity. Air enters the body through the nose or the mouth. Air that enters through the nose or nostril passes through the nasal cavity. The nasal cavity has hair-like structures called cilia that filter dust and pathogens from the air. It also has mucous membranes that moistens the air before it reaches the lungs. Now here is an example of a cilia and a mucous membrane. Next is the pharynx. The warm and moistened air passes through the pharynx. Pharynx is a muscular tube in which food, water, and air pass through. A flap of tissue called the epiglottis prevents food and water entering the larynx. The larynx is commonly called as the voice box. The human voice box has two vocal cords that vibrate when air passes by them. So if you try to speak, your throat, it vibrates. So that's why your parents are not allowing you to talk while you eat, because your food might enter part of your larynx. That can cause you to choke. The trachea or the windpipe is a hollow muscular tubular structure. It passes through the larynx and trachea on its way to the lungs. So as we can see here, we have bronchi and bronchus. When we talk about bronchi, it talks about two of them. So bronchus is singular and bronchi is plural. Now leading to the left and right lungs, we have here the bronchi or bronchus. The bronchi transports air to and from the lungs. Cartilage, mucosal lining, and smooth muscle make up the bronchi. The cartilage prevents the bronchi from collapsing when you inhale and exhale, and the mucosal lining produces mucus, which traps foreign particles before it enters the lungs. Within the lungs, bronchi further branch out into smaller bronchioles. These bronchioles end in clusters of tiny sacs called the alveoli. The alveoli is where gas exchange occurs and is surrounded by capillaries. So let me give you an idea about what capillaries are. So if you know the word blood vessels is first the arteries, the veins is the second, and the third one is the smallest, which is the capillaries. Okay, so arteries would be the largest, then second would be the veins, then right after that is the smallest, what we call the capillaries. Now the oxygen diffuses in the alveoli in this example. The oxygen diffuses in the alveoli into the blood, while carbon dioxide diffuses out of the blood into the alveoli, then exhaled out body. So this one is an example of how gas exchange happens in a alveoli. The alveoli cannot be seen by the naked eye. It can only be seen by means of using a microscope. So as you notice, our lungs is built like an upside down tree with branches. So the lungs is the main organs. Okay? Now the lungs are elastic and spongy organs protected by a membrane called pleura. In the lungs, oxygen is taken in and transported to the different parts of the body, while carbon dioxide is expelled out back to the atmosphere. So this is an example of how the mechanics of breathing happens. Breathe with the shape. Try to do this. So inhale, then exhale. What do you observe about your chest? Inhalation and exhalation are phases of respiration. Inhalation happens when oxygen from the air enters the lungs. As you inhale, your chest moves upward, as you can see here in the example. As you inhale, your chest moves outward and upward to expand as a result of contraction of rib muscles. Furthermore, the diaphragm contracts and flattens, giving more surface area for air inside the lungs. During exhalation, air is forced out of the lungs. The diaphragm, which is located here, and the rib muscles relax and return to their original shape. This makes the chest move inward or downward, causing the carbon dioxide to rush out of the body. Now here are some common ailments affecting the respiratory system. Asthma is a condition when a person experiences difficulty in breathing as a result of narrowing and swelling of the airways. The muscles around the airways tighten, restricting the airflow. This can be triggered by allergies brought about by dust, fumes, pollen, and other air pollutants. Pneumonia is the infection of the lungs caused by viruses or bacteria. The alveoli in the lungs of a person with pneumonia are inflamed and become filled with fluid. It can be a serious medical condition that can lead to death if not treated immediately. Tuberculosis, or TB, is a bacterial infection of the lungs caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis. TB can be spread from person to person through respiratory droplets via sneezing or coughing. Proper medical attention should be given to people infected with this disease. Here we have bronchitis, refers to the inflammation or swelling of the bronchial tube line. Please observe the picture here. People with bronchitis experience difficulty in breathing. Mucus or phlegm forms in the airways, restricting the flow of oxygen into the lungs. Compare it with the normal and the person with the bronchitis. You can see that the airways are very small compared to the normal lung. Another one is pharyngitis. Pharyngitis is the inflammation of the pharynx, causing sore throat and usually accompanied with colds or flu. This can be caused by a bacteria or viral infection. Lastly, we have emphysema. The emphysema damages the air sacs or alveoli in the lungs. The inner walls of the air sacs rupture, leading to difficulty in breathing. Smoking is the leading cause of most of the emphysema attacks or damages. Smoking is the leading cause of emphysema. So try to observe the symptoms of having emphysema here. Now, to maintain a healthy and functional respiratory system, it's important to take care of them properly. Here are some good practices that is listed here in our presentation. First is exercise. Exercise helps maintain a healthy body system. Physical exercise makes your lungs stronger. Second is proper diet. Proper diet is essential in prevention of the onset of the respiratory diseases. Eating fruits and vegetables benefit the respiratory organs. These provide vitamins and minerals needed by the body. Avoid eating food with high fats, cholesterol, and salt. Proper diet also enables a person to maintain a healthy weight, which is essential in keeping the respiratory organs healthy. Number 3 is do not smoke. Cigarettes contain harmful substances that affect the respiratory organs. Lastly, we have time to relax and be free from stress. Stress forces the heart to pump harder, increasing blood pressure and risk to heart attack. This also affects our lungs. Getting good sleep is good for your respiratory organs. We've learned a lot from the respiratory system in this discussion. Remember that the human body system, like the respiratory system, includes the nose, trachea, larynx, pharynx, bronchi, and the lungs that initiate breathing, that is affected by ailments that can be prevented by practicing healthy lifestyle and proper care. If you have questions about the topic, feel free to type it in the comments below. If you learned something today, don't forget to like this video, and if you're interested in more educational videos to come, click that subscribe and notification bell to be notified on the latest videos. I'll see you guys on my next video. And don't forget, you are your only limit.